All right, everybody, what's going on? This is SLTV here. Sorry we're a little bit late. We are working on some new systems. We got this webinars on air that apparently you guys can also chat in as well. So go ahead and give it a shot. See if you can chat in the right column there. We can even take questions directly from you guys. Apparently, you can even raise hands. There's some other functionality with this webinar stuff. We'll get to that down the road. What's going on, Kenny?
I've been watching Breaking Bad for 48 straight hours, and I just misplaced my last bag of meth, and I'm kind of freaking out a little bit.
This webinar is on air. That apparently you guys can also chat in as well. So go ahead and give it a shot. See if you can chat in the. Can you hear the same thing
directly from you guys? Yeah, I thought I was cracking up.
Apparently, is that coming from your computer?
What the hell is that?
Is that coming from your computer?
Days. I was like, wait a minute, I'm hearing two things. Let me just shut out. Maybe there's some. Oh, I see. It's playing on the webinar in the background. I got you.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool.
Wow.
Sorry, everybody, for the issues. We'll get this all taken care of. So, Breaking Bad or The Wire? Which one would you say is better? I'm watching The Wire right now.
It's funny that there was a Family Guy episode where, anytime you talk to anybody after watching The Wire, you have to tell them to watch The Wire. The same thing with Breaking Bad. I've never seen one episode of The Wire.
Okay, so you would love it. I mean, if you love Breaking Bad, you would love The Wire. And honestly, after you saw Breaking Bad first, you might like The Wire even better, bro. You might like The Wire even better.
Yeah, that's which bald guy is in that? That Michael Childress or the other guy?
What are you talking about, bald guy?
The
black bald guy?
The main bald guy. Isn't there a bald guy? Oh, I'm thinking of The Shield.
Nah, man. Fuck The Shield, man. Although that was good. That one was good, too.
Right.
Props to the bald guys out there.
Yeah.
Considering, I'm eventually going to get there at some point. Anyway, so what are we talking about today? I have one thing to talk about, this Chipotle, which I've been, pounding the table on for the last week or so. You saw the Chipotle today?
Yeah, what did it go up? 20 points?
695, hit a high of 695. I started getting in around like 665, and I bought into this 670 call option for next week. And the problem was, like, it wasn't that easy because my spreads on these options were like $2-3. So it was, so it was pretty difficult to kind of rope into. But I bought in at around 6, and I had sells of like 12 all the way up to 18, and the option closed today at like $24, man. So it was a pretty big trade, man. What do you got going on in your world?
Was the market open today? It's like I came in long FEYE, same from holding it from last week. It started to move 20 cents away from breaking out. It couldn't break out. I wound up selling it at 33.40. Then it had some monster spike in the middle of the day. I guess it might have been another takeover rumor, but
yeah, it looks like 12.15. She had a big spike up.
Yeah, coming off lows too, like the dead of the lows spiked 75 cents. So I was hoping to. And then I bought it back on the pullback, and it never did anything. I'm back in it at 33.10 again. So that's it. I mean, I did squadouche today.
Sometimes those are the good days. Sometimes those are okay. There was some bullishness in the banking sector today. XLF was looking pretty good. J.P. Morgan, Citigroup, Bank of America hit fresh highs off that move up. Some of the social networks, like are a little weak. Bank of America, dude, I didn't get my position. I did not get my position. So I messed around a couple contracts with Citi, but that was about it, man. So I gotta wait. I gotta wait a little bit, man. She's already floated up a lot. I don't know when I can get my 10,000 shebangabangs yet.
Yeah, let me know when you do that. I'll join you.
No doubt. All right, man. So one thing we wanted to talk about today was to talk about trading in 2014. How has it been for you? How has it been for me? And then just overall kind of, things that, takeaways from the trading in 2014. I can say unequivocally, and I'm speaking for myself here, Kenny, is that I got my ass kicked in 2014, bro. I got my ass kicked.
Did you?
Oh, I got my ass kicked. Oh, it was terrible. And I'll tell you why. It was really on the mental side of things. I would say purely mental side of things, because there were so many moves, there was so much activity that could be that could have been made, especially with all the volatility that came in, last 3-4 months. There was plenty of money on the table for traders to be able to get in and out on. But I got smoked here on some mental stuff. We'll talk about that later on. But how about you, man? What do you think about 2014?
I actually, it went by really, really quickly. I remember. I'm just trying to look back at what I was doing, is taking a look at my some of the bigger trades that I had on. It turns out that if I would have just stuck it out in some of my good trades, it would have been all right. I think I was over trading at one point, and then I wasn't trading at all. I mean, I took a good. I gotta say, there was probably weeks on weeks right after the sell-off and that monster comeback. I really didn't even trade in November. And I just came back, again, like a couple of weeks ago when we were selling off, and I just couldn't believe it. So I had one of my best trades this month. I bought a bunch of QQQ options.
Right.
I can't say monetarily the best trade, but percentage-wise, you make 6 times your money, 10 times your money on a trade. You feel good about yourself, and then you're thinking, maybe I should have bought a little bit more, but
of course, that's always the hindsight, the hindsight trading kind of thing. There's been a lot of that 2014. I would say the amount of I don't want to say manipulation, but the amount of like soaping or smoothing the perception of like what's going on in the market, I think that's been juiced a lot. Like, just on those 2 big washouts on the indexes, the Qs or the SPY or whatever.
Yeah.
That shit messed with a lot of people, man. It messed with a lot of people as far as traders, investors too, that ran quick to let's say cover and assume that the market topped out and that was it. That was the end of the story. And then, a week later, we're right back, to fresh all-time highs. Like, there was some serious manipulation here, and it's tough to obviously pinpoint it as manipulation, but damn, there was some serious selling pressure that happened through some of these periods.
To your point, what made it really hard is that when you finally thought maybe the buy on dip theory wasn't going to work,
right?
It didn't work for 4 days, and then it worked like a charm again.
Exactly.
I mean, you just get convinced one way, and then you're going back the other way so strong that it's hard to get right back in again. That I tell you a lot. I used to trade for my family and friends and people with some money. I got them out at the Alibaba IPO, and I was a hero. And then the market tanked right after that. They thought I was a genius, that I was all-knowing. And I didn't get them back into anything. So now I'm just a schmuck on the sidelines again.
Right, you're just a regular dude. You're always, they always say that. You're only as good as your last trade, I mean, same thing with me. As soon as I stopped posting my P&Ls and everything, people assumed I was dead. And I'm off the face of the earth. I'm not even fucking trading. Yeah, man. So those things kind of happen. Anything else you want to pinpoint in 2014 as far as like trading action, as far as what strategy worked well? Obviously, we know that the dip buy strategy worked well, but even that got thrown to the wayside for a lot of people. Anything else? Any other points of interest?
Well, just recently, just watching these stocks, 'cause I'm a big fan of buying these beaten up names, the oil drillers and all that stuff. But I learned my lesson. What 2014 reminded me was that sometimes stocks don't come back because now it's another year. Dry ships is still a piece of garbage. Walter Energy still sucks. MCP is done. OCE, the hard drive maker that was everybody's favorite stock, gone. So 2014 was like a year of what's the word?
Enlightenment. Yes. Yes.
So I've come to realize that, okay, if I'm in this rig now and it starts to get a little weak, don't let's see what happens. Just get the hell out and regroup when it finds another bottom, and and not, even though this market seems relatively strong on the surface, there is monster pockets of weakness and awfulness out there, which I think is going to translate into a broader base sell-off. I'll give you the exact date now.
Oh shit.
January, I'm thinking we skate through that first week in January, and then we're going to have some selling going into options expiration in January.
Right.
And then, I don't know what's going to happen then, But also what 2014 has done for me also, especially because I make a lot of videos with predictions, and I always have to go, what about your U.S. Steel, asshole? What about your Alcoa now? Well, that shit. No more predictions.
Yeah, we were gonna hit that. We were gonna hit that about making predictions here. So we got a whole spiel here on making predictions. Why don't you start us off, man? Why shouldn't? I mean, because it's kind of hypocritical though, because we're always making a prediction to some extent. But it's like the way you make that prediction, right? And the money that you put on that prediction. I would think. I don't know. How you want to start it?
Right. Well, there's the idea of making a prediction and whether or not you're going to do anything about it. You know, personally, I think the market, if I had to make a prediction, we're going to go up till December of 2016. I think we're going up straight through Obama's reign of terror. Right. What am I going to do about it? I'm sitting in cash. So making a prediction for bullishness doesn't matter. My prediction is that tomorrow when I wake up, if some stock breaks VWAP, I'm probably going to short it. And if it breaks back above VWAP, I'm going to buy it back. Right. I mean, it really is. I'm going back to how I made money back in 1997, 98, 99, 2000. Just wake up. Whatever the market's doing, just do it. And that's it. You want to make, if I'm going to make some predictions, I mean, Alcoa, still my favorite stock, And it dawned on me, and I was talking about FEYE and these internet security stocks. I like the stocks. You got to like the space because it was hot. But then it dawned on me, none of these companies are worth dick. Because if Sony can get hacked and the government's getting hacked, Lowe's and Home Depot, every other day there's been hacking, apparently they're not doing anything and they don't work. So Symantec, I just got my email to renew my Symantec antivirus for my computer. I was like, you know what, fuck it. I don't need it. What do I need a firewall? Somebody wants to infiltrate my computer. They're going to. They're going to.
They are going to. Like, that is now the norm, man. They are fucking going to. So it doesn't matter what you got up in there. And it's like a day-to-day process. So you gotta check in, you gotta erase your shit, you gotta change passwords, you gotta hop in on an IP jumper program. Who the fuck knows what you need to do? I heard that's actually
pretty good.
Yeah, who knows what you need to do to really protect yourself? So, dude, I agree. They hacked Home Depot, Target, all this kind of shit.
Yeah, we stand no chance.
Right, so, and now it's acceptable losses, man. It's all acceptable losses. So, as far as banks, Home Depot, whatever, getting credit card fraud or whatever, like that's just in the books. It's in the books and it's accounted for.
Right. See, that's kind of like a herdish kind of trade or a sheepish kind of trade, where you're thinking, okay, all this hack's gonna go. And I just learned there's a stock hack, HACK. I had no idea. Internet security.
Shit, I didn't know about this either.
Yeah, cybersecurity ETF. I just learned about it the other day.
Fucking ETF, I'm telling you, man. Why do you always come back to this?
Make the Sang Lucci ETF. What's in it? It's just stocks we like. Buy our ETF.
Buy our ETF. And then we'll keep diluting the bitch with just announcing more shares.
Yeah, and we'll just split it and reverse split it. Yeah, like the QID and the UVXY. But that's what I'm interested in now, actually, talking about what's coming next. But as far as making predictions, I mean, if somebody had a gun to my head, I said buy stocks.
Right.
I don't see where else you're going to put your money. And the first bunch of interest rates that we have, that when they start to go up, that's already baked in. That's not even going to be a big deal.
Agreed.
It's really whether or not, the next scare we have, because I swear to God, I can't even think of what would be next. We had the oil plunging and the Russian currency contagion.
Yep.
What could be next? Doesn't matter. There will be something next.
It doesn't matter. Yep.
Does it get back above the breakout area? In 3 days, 6 days, 12 days, or 20 days.
Right. Technically speaking, like how's it going to set up, kind of thing. So again, like to everybody out there, realize like that thing is coming. It's always coming. It's always there. Make sure you prepare for it. Another thing that I wanted to hit, to kind of go into more detail on the making predictions thing, right? That sell-off that we had in the market from 201 on the SPY all the way down to like 180, right? That giant 200 handle destruction.
Right.
The whole time I'm trying to get in short. I'm trying to get in short, but I wasn't picking the right names on the way down. And then as we were rallying higher, I'm sitting there still thinking, still believing that there's plenty of weakness out there, and I'm going to reshort, and I'm going to be fine, you know? So that goes back to your prediction kind of thing. So even as a trader, you know, let's say things are getting crazy volatile, and you're all of a sudden one-sided on something, and let's say you take a loss on that side, you become biased to that side, and then end up continuing to come back on that side. That ended up ripping me a new freaking asshole, you know, on that whole trade. And I even caught Priceline at the bottom. I even said to myself, like, after losing 200 grand, I caught Priceline at the bottom and made it all back, and then ended up making another 150 grand on top of that. And then I went short. Market rallied to the freaking moon. And I lost all that back. Like, dude, making predictions, if you're a trader and you're in like a volatile environment or whatever the case is, like, granted, you have to have a guidelines for what to do, but there's a difference between making a prediction and allowing it to become a bias. When you do that, you know, you're fucked. You are fucked, because you're going to marry that bias, and that bias is going to make you do all kinds of shit that you just don't want to do. You know, so that's where I messed up in 2014. I would say my failure 2014, that was it. That was it right there.
It's your ego and being stubborn. That's a big part about, you know, trading. And what the fancy word, as one of my trader friends, we used to, you know, when we talked about making predictions, you come in to the day with a self-perceived notion of what's going to happen.
Yes.
You plant that seed in your head that you're thinking so much that you're going to be right and something's going to happen, that your brain takes that extra moment to realize that you're wrong. Let alone being stubborn and having the ego problem.
Right.
You can't believe what you're seeing. Like, things breaking out, you're high-fiving yourself, like FEYE today. I'm like, all right, 20 cents away, this thing's breaking out. I'm going back in the other room and watching more Breaking Bad. I put my stop on. I couldn't believe that I was stopped out. You know? You know, and if I was actively trading, I probably would have been buying more all the way down. But then, you know what? It broke down, broke the VWAP, and it was sayonara. Right. You know? Same thing with U.S. Steel. You know, today I got two days left. I guess it's not going to be at $50 to the end of the year. I told everybody who wanted to listen. I was like, you want to buy Alcoa? The stock's going to be $17.50, maybe even $19 at the end of the year. And that was when it was at $9, so still not a bad thing. Right. When we bought U.S. Steel at around 26, 27, the fucker's at 47. I'm thinking, wow, maybe 50's cutting. I'm cutting myself short here.
And that was 2 months ago.
It's back to $27.
Yep.
I was selling it on the way down. Just again, I didn't let ego get in the way. I would have lost, 20 grand on this position if I had started selling it in the 40s. And and I sold my last bid at 33. And every time I was selling it, I'm thinking to myself, I'm just a panicky little bitch right now, aren't I? Just a panicky, and I even though the charts are saying I'm doing the right thing, the other side of my brain is going, you panicky bitch, don't you sell it. Just hang on, you believe it. I was like, no, other voice in my head. Just listen to the charts.
What a crazy cyclical name. I mean, oil obviously had a lot to do with the weakness after that dump from 36 and everything. But damn, what a crazy name. And you look back 3 months in this thing, what a crazy range she has. 20, 30-point range. Yeah. As soon as that earnings call came out, I knew it. I knew she was going to have like just a wild next couple of months, man. So yeah, man, back to the whole, the bias thing, stubborn and ego. Like, I think I've worked that out finally. So I'm really looking forward to 2015 and putting this, to paper here and start putting up some numbers. I'm ending the month up like 70 grand, which is okay. I still have a lot to work back, but 2015, we'll see what happens, man. So I would say predictions, since I'm going to make like, raw backbone predictions here, I'm going for financials, strong first couple of months, and like you said, there's a lot of like bearishness though. There's a lot of underlying weakness, across a lot of these things. So, I'm not going to be afraid to jump in short at any freaking moment. But of course, with these tightened up ranges on the SPY, that float up is happening right now. And the only thing that's going to stop that is that stupid overnight nonsense where all of a sudden we gap down 15 fucking handles and, everybody's like, well, what the hell just happened?
Right, right. And that's the thing, when the market gaps down that big, we're so conditioned just to buy at the open because we generally just fade up a little bit where you could just make some money trading, and then if it rolls over, then you got to go reshorting or dumping whatever you were in.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm sitting in a nice position. I'm just in cash, just waiting for something. Cool. I have just if you want some numbers on the Qs, we're right there. It's not like we've rallied tremendously. We had a nice move off that 101, but I have like 103.40 to be worried about. So that could happen, next week. 103.40 area gets breached. We're going to test that 101 area again, maybe even 100. And again, that's all I need. I'm going to be buying, a couple of hundred, not like you, 10,000. Maybe I will. Who knows? But the 102.50 puts, if we start rolling over for like 20, 30 cents, go out a couple of weeks. Make 2-3 times your money on those. I like that idea.
Cool.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but the way BlackBerry's been acting into the end of the year, I think the stock's good for 50% this year. I know it's so psychotic.
It's not really, though. It's not really. She's gotten up to 12, 13, 14 bucks.
Exactly. This breaks 12.50. Every short on the planet's going to be like, all right, I got to get this thing.
Yep.
Yeah,
Definitely.
so I think you're going to get a $15, $16 tag on that thing sometime this year. I got guests coming over. Hold on. Wait, hang on. Actually, this is live television. 1 second.
All right, so we're going to get ready to wrap it up, guys. I would say for the rest of the year, and again, this is just, 2 more trading days here. Try to keep it tight. I think the float up still continues here. I'm long a couple of names here and there, but again, I'm not looking to put on any crazy exposure and everything. Honestly, I thought this morning with the gap down, we would actually start selling a little bit. Something would come off, but we ripped right off the open, man. So Kenny, man, what do you got going on for New Year's here before we cut out, man? What's your story?
Oh, we have a party at my house.
You're going to One Oak?
You're going to One Oak? My neck of the woods. We have a party every year because most of my friends have kids now, so we just bring everybody. All my friends come over with their kids. We lock them down in the basement. They beat the crap out of each other for 4 or 5 hours, and then we party upstairs. So it's pretty good.
So no One Oak for you then? No One Oak?
No One Oak?
You never been to One Oak, man? That club, in meatpacking, right? No meatpacking for you? No meatpacking.
No meatpacking for me. Many directions with that one.
I know. Yeah, dude, I'm chilling out. I'm doing the fam thing as well, man. A bunch of boring motherfuckers, man. I wish I still had the loft. Man. Otherwise, I'd be partying it up, bro.
You know what I'm surprised is that a lot of my friends, I guess it's an Italian thing, they go back to their mothers at this age now. All my Italian friends, they love their mothers, the Irish and the Italians. They go.
But is that surprising though? Is that surprising? Because after you've lived, let's say by yourself and you're out there just doing crazy shit or whatever, and let's say you're still single. Are you saying there's still the single ones, or even
the married couples, the Italian married couples?
Right, but come on, it's about taking care of your parents, right? I mean, you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't move in your mother to take care of her, right?
No, I'm talking about for New Year's. They go hang with their. It's a big fan. I never looked at New Year's as a going to hang with your folks, unless unless your parents are like party animals or whatnot. Usually it's a night you're out with your friends and you're doing stupid shit.
True.
I guess we're getting old and they all go back, but it's amazing how I've got to be 6 or 7 different families that I know they go hang with their folks all night.
Yeah, no.
They just sit around looking at each other, I guess.
All partied out, man. All partied out. All right, man. Well, let's reconvene next Monday, man. Dude, happy New Year, man. And next time we come together, man, it'll be January 2015, man.
Wait, you have to give 3 top stocks for 2015. That's everybody's.
All right. 3 top picks. 3 top stock picks for 2015.
Yeah, I want to know where they're going to be a year from now today on December 29th, 2015. Where are they going to be?
Are you going to write this shit down too? All right, I'm going Bank of America. I'm going Bank of America at $20. Actually, I'm gonna say 19 and a half. All right, that's what I'm going. Top pick number one, and then I'm going Facebook $90.
That's it?
I mean, come on. I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be cool with it, so that at the end of the year, if it's at 100, you know,
All
I'm
right.
all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm all right. I could say 100, but you're right. You're right. I mean, when she moves, this thing's gonna put in 20 points at least. But I'm sticking with 90. I'm sticking with 90.
All right, cool.
And then the last one, shit, man. What's the last? Okay, I'll go with the last one on this Baidu. I'll do the Baidu. I'll say 270 on the Baidu. That's what I'll say.
All right. So you're thinking Bank of America only tacks on another buck for the year?
Dude, I know. I'm being conservative, bro. I'm being fucking conservative, bro.
And Baidu, well, I got somebody out there, one of my bigger players. He thinks Baidu is the worst stock on the planet. He's calling for the stock to go sub 100. I was like,
sub 100.
I was like, it's controlled by the Chinese government and the U.S. government. There's no chance that stock's even going maybe 190. You'd be that's on a massive catastrophe. He says he says it's a sub $100 stock. It just he hates. It's his most hated stock
because he hates it though. That's like all the haters on GoPro. That's like that's all like people who are shorting GoPro is 40, 50, 60. Which by the way, I was in that group as well. Shit.
Right.
All right, what do you got, man? Three top stop.
I'm gonna stick with my Alcoa because you're getting to buy it cheaper here. Right. 13. I want to buy Alcoa between 13.50 and 14 as a new entry, and I'm looking for the stock to get to $20 this year. So if you could get 6 points out of a $14 stock, you're not making it in the bank. Bang, there's number one. Then I got this little Israeli company they're doing the right thing. They're making some money. The only thing is they don't trade options. It's called Supercom, SPCB. The stock's been a monster buy, below 10, usually get to 11 or 12. I think the next time this thing starts to get back above that 11-12 area, it's not going to come back this year. So that's my little sleeper pick. It's a very scary stock, no options, very low volume.
Right.
And then, if I had it, like I said, I think BlackBerry is going to get you 20-30% this year. So I'll stick with BlackBerry, right for now. And again, let's go back to the original premise. Predictions, they don't mean shit because if Alcoa breaks down under 13.85 and then doesn't hold that 13.50, I might be slamming that thing back down to 12 and change that day. Who knows?
Right. Again, we're traders, and it doesn't serve our purpose to marry ourselves to these predictions. You know what I'm saying? Like all these names that I'm strong in or I'm long in or whatever the case is, once I marry myself to a desired outcome, which, by the way, the market obviously doesn't give a shit about. It's just my desired outcome. Right. And I married my own desired outcome in the back of my fucking brain. That's when a lot of the problems start happening. So
that's how you get in trouble. And of course, I love the Qs. I think the Qs are going to 143 within the next 18 months. That's 40 points from here, 38 points. But give me a pullback at the beginning of the year, and then I'm going to go right back to being bullish again.
Cool. All right, guys. Well, you heard it here first. Those are your 6 top stock picks for next year. Everybody have a happy New Year. Kenny, you too, my man.
Yeah, man. Have a good New Year. Be safe.
Yo, don't fuck up the house, man. Don't fuck up you know what I mean? You're going to wake up the next day, and then there's going to be, puke everywhere. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, we only had one puker, and one kid ripped my basketball net off my wall down in my basement. I wanted to kill this kid. I'm like, what do you don't hang on the net? My son comes out, he dunked, and he hung on the I'm like, it's screwed in with little screws. He ripped the whole thing off. I'm like, you can't slam. It's a kid's hoop.
Dude, he had to stun on somebody. Man.
My shit. It's still down from last year. I still haven't fixed it. When are you going to fix that? I hear that every day.
All right, brother. You take care, man.
Yo, man. Be safe. All right, you guys. Be good and, stay liquid for now.
All right.
All right, man. Later, brother.